What is up, everybody? My name is Mario and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is once again all about a new best class setup for a very underrated and underused gun. I'm just kidding, it's the M4. Possibly the best, or at least one of the top 3 guns in the entire game, and that's no secret. I mean, everybody and their mother is using this M4. And while it is one of the best guns with the right attachments and the right build, you can make one of the best even better, and that's what this video is all about. Before we get to the class though, just a really quick channel and personal update. First of all, thank you so much for all the support lately. We're already closing in on 500 subs, which is amazing. Also, I feel kind of bad about not being as active as I would like to be here on YouTube as well as Twitter and so on. Life's just been pretty freaking busy lately, a lot going on at work and just life in general. I wanted to say sorry kind of, or at least let you guys know, since I don't really talk about personal stuff all too often. I get this really anxious feeling whenever I'm not able to work on stuff because I want to. It's just not always as easy as I would like it to be to find the time or make the time. But enough rambling, I'm active and I'm working on stuff as we speak. So without further ado, let's start talking about this M4 class. I've touched on it before, but the M4A1 is one of the best weapons in the game, and you pretty much can't go completely wrong with it. But of course there are ways to make this thing especially good. So the first attachment I'm choosing as our base that we will build this class around, and it is the Corvus Custom Marksman Barrel. Now, what's so special about this Corvus barrel? What does it do? As you can see, there are 3 different pros we get, that is plus damage range, plus bullet velocity, and plus recoil control. If it hasn't really clicked for you just yet, let me just tell you, that's amazing! Those are exactly the improvements I'm looking for in the beginning when making a class. We make the M4 more deadly at range, and while we improve damage at range, it's also gonna be more accurate. Like, what more could you possibly want for a start? Obviously, we can't ignore the fact that there are a few downsides that come with the Corvus as well, because it makes the gun slower. It becomes slower to aim and move around with, and that's not good. We don't want that. So the way I personally like to set things up is I choose the most important attachments, then look at the cons and try to counter those cons with the remaining attachments. In this case, because the Corvus makes the M4 slower, my next attachment is the no stock. The no stock is the ultimate rushing attachment, so it's gonna bring our mobility all the way back up and even more. Especially the aim down sight speed is one of the most important stats or things you have to be aware of. The one not so great thing the no stock does is making the weapon quite a bit more inaccurate. If you're going for a laser like no recoil kind of M4, then the no stock is probably not the best choice for you. But for this class it's gonna be just perfect. You might have some issues at super long ranges, but for the most part it's gonna be just fine. To get things back on track, the Commando foregrip is gonna help us control that recoil while keeping all of our ADS speed alive, which is somewhat of a priority, definitely. Next attachment. I love using the 50 round mags. It's so key to have those 20 more bullets in the magazine and not having to reload that often. To be honest, I was switching a lot between this and sleight of hand, which allows you to reload faster, but at the end of the day, I've stuck with the 50 round mags. To me, it just felt better at some point, having to reload less often instead of having to reload more often but faster, if that makes sense. Now before you come at me saying, yeah, but the 50 round mags are gonna make the M4 slower again, you're right. Absolutely, which is why the final attachment is gonna be what you should be using on every single gun where it's available, the stippled grip tape. Very simple, very straightforward, but very effective indeed. because it not only boosts ADS speed, it also improves sprint to fire speed, giving the M4 this one final mobility boost to make sure that you are faster than your enemy. On screen now is one final overview of all the attachments I have on my M4A1. Just remember, all this is really just my opinion, and there isn't really one magic best class that's gonna work for everybody. If anybody says there is, then they're stupid and they're lying. It all depends on you and how you wanna play. You can make a rather slow M4 that's really accurate. You can make an M4 that's insanely fast and incredible for rushing, but maybe not so amazing at those long ranges. You can make a stealthy M4. There are literally dozens or hundreds of different class setups you can make, whereas mine is a great all-round class that hopefully most of you should enjoy. As far as the full class setup goes, I'll have that on screen now, but keep in mind it really depends on how you want to play. I'm using a pistol as my secondary, choose whichever one you prefer. And my perks of choice are Cold-Blooded in tier 1, Ghost in tier 2, and as always Spotter in tier 3, so all these annoying AF claymores and so on don't blow me the hell up. The lethal equipment is the C4 and the tactical is the Stim. And finally my field upgrade is Dead Silence. Guys, that has been everything you need to know about this M4 class setup. Make sure you give it a try and please let me know in the comments what you think of it or which attachments you would change. If you enjoyed this video and this class setup, then please give it a thumbs up, it really does help out. Also, if you haven't already, you should subscribe as well if you like Call of Duty content just like this one. Also, a big shout out to a fellow subscriber of mine, Robert. Thank you so much for suggesting this video. I hope you enjoyed, man. With that said, once again, thank you all for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the links to both platforms are in the description below. That's Level Up Mario on both of them. Thank you all again, take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon.